All right, you guys, I'm having too much fun with that intro music. Welcome to another episode of DJ Sync. Let's talk about it podcast with your host, myself, the DJ Sync. Got my co-host here, JMO. What's happening, brothers?
What's going on, everybody? How everybody doing tonight?
Good.
So our other co-host, Gigs, is off tonight. We gave him a day off today. He got to take care of some business, but we are back again with another episode on what was it again? Oh, bad breakup. My bad. We got the doctor in the house, Dr. Furman. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity. Look forward to connecting tonight.
I'm so glad to have you back to join us for this episode. And then we have our special guest, Miss Keysha.
Hey, everybody.
Y'all, this is my new friend. Keysha, we're going to have to hang out. For real,
Yes.
for real. Look, I got your number now, and I got to save it in my phone. I'm going to be blowing your phone up like, Keysha, what you doing?
I'm with that.
So I am so excited about tonight's episode on bad breakup. Keysha wanted to come on the show to share her story, and I'm going to give her the floor. As always, make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. So any new episode of Let's Talk About It pops up, make sure that you join in. The chat is open. As you comment, I will go ahead and bring that information up. Keysha, it is all yours, my friend.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Keysha. I'm from Detroit, West Side, born and raised. I went to Cooley.
Oh, you went to Cooley, though.
1999. So I come from this huge family. My mother had 10 kids. I'm number 8. So it was always chaos in our house. I come from a family of alcoholics as well. We're drunks, because us alcoholics go to meetings. Drunks don't. So that was part of my life. Since I was a teenager, I've always been a drinker. So that was probably caused a lot of problems in a lot of my relationships. But at the same time, most of my partners were alcoholics as well, because, great minds think alike. So the story I'm going to tell is about my child's father. So I met him in 2006. 2006, I was 25 at the time. So no, that's it. That's right. 26. I was a young, Thundercat, 25. So, so we met at work. I worked at this place called Lawrence Plastic. So I was working the midnight shift, and he was working the second shift. So I don't know. Maybe it was his light. I've always had a thing for light skin. So he's a light skin dog. He had his stylish braids at the time that was in, so he was kind of attracted to me, not fan, and I'm just attractive, so I would just hit on him sometimes, he would bring his lunch his mama made, and I asked for some, and he'd give me some.
Oh Lord, Keysha, hey Keysha, did he have those braids with the fake hair?
No, his was the real hair.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure.
So we started hanging out. We would drink, smoke weed together and stuff like that. So I'm probably not as bad of a drinker as him at sometimes. So I ended up losing my job on the midnight shift. We worked. Okay. I lost my job on a midnight shift. So since we were cool, he talked to his supervisor. So we were there as kind of like temps. So he talked to his supervisor, and he got the girl that was on the shift with him knocked off and got me put on that shift. So I ended up still working with the company just on the second shift, not the midnight. So, so now we're going back and forth to work together. They start spending a lot of time at my house. And then sometimes we would get a room, because he lived in his mother's house in the basement. So we get rooms and pay money for that.
Hold on now. Did you know that he was there? Hold on. Wait a minute.
I know he was there with his mom. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, that's part of the story.
You was eating a mother food at work at lunch. Yeah. I'm trying to put it all into context. All right.
Yeah, all right. I knew. That's part of the story. So
So she riding with him so far. So
you know, we paying like $100 for a room, you know, when we try to do our thing, or you know, I have to bring him to my house or whatever. So then, you know, then we started talking more about, you know, his personal information. So I'm like, how much is you paying your mama to stay there and stuff like that in that basement or whatever? And he was like $600. I said, your mama is ripping you off, because my mama don't. We live in a 2-family flat where I was staying, so it was just me and my sister upstairs. So it's a whole house, and I think I was paying like $100 in. And I'm like, your mama charge you $600 for a basement? Oh, your mama is overcharging you. I said, you should, at that type of price, you should have your own place. So, you know, I had a computer at my house, so I'm looking up apartments and different stuff like that. So I found him a place in Clinton Township on Hall Road. Now it was $685. So I wanted to get out my mama house as well. So that's why I'm like making these moves for him, for me as well. So like I found us a place. You know, now you don't even have to pay even $685. You can pay half of that, because I'm gonna be paying the other half.
Right. Sounds like a good plan.
2-bedroom, had the washer and dryer inside our apartment. So he was it'd still be just way better than what you was getting at for that $600.
All right. So my question is, was he still going back over to his mother's house to get the food to take to work?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just
yeah.
I'm trying to help the doctor out.
He would try to stay with me a lot of times because he felt more comfortable being at my house, being with me, because you know I'm all of that.
And a bag of chips.
Hold on. So wait. So y'all got the place on Clinton Township, and he was still staying between the basement.
No, we got that after. We got that place for him to get out of this mother house paying $600. You know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna save money and have your own place. You know what I'm saying? Versus
now, I know his mother was mad as hell at you, so I know you didn't get invited to no Sunday's dinner.
This lady, she was so mad when it was time for us to move. We moving the stuff. She's sitting there in the basement on the couch like this. Me and him both moving together. Just we moving the furniture to his bed pieces, and she just sitting on the couch like this. I'm like, this lady is mad. She think I'm taking her baby from her. Like,
you was taking her money.
But he needed to grow up. That's how I felt about it. It's time for him to mature, lady. I don't care what you mad about. If he gonna be mad, he gonna be listening to me, not you.
Oh, Lord Jesus, help me, Lord, help me. I'm clutching my.
There were a lot of things that you were working on to make sure that he matured.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So we moved together, and now he's from East Detroit, and I'm from West Detroit. I'm okay with not being around people. I'm good with being by myself. And when we moved together, it was like, okay, what happened to you? He was clingy. Remember, we worked together. So we worked together, and then we started working directly together. So like, I'm gonna pass you this part, and we directly together, living together. And then it's like he stopped hanging with his friends. And it's like, that ain't normal to me. To me, that is not normal. That's not healthy for a relationship. Whoever you were before you met me, you should still be that person. So he was kind of like clingy, and it was just like, why don't you start hanging out with your friends sometime? So I believe, just from my way of thinking, I think he felt like I was pushing him away. So on the weekend, he started spending the night out late. And it was just like, dang, like you just don't care that I'm here, do you? Like, I mean, I understand I said spend time with your friends, but damn, to 5 o'clock, 2, 3 in the morning, like, damn, really? Okay. So
all right, hold on, break it. Hold on, go back some. So he stopped hanging with his friends and was clinging to you. Then you pushed him to his friends.
No, I didn't push him to his friends. It's normal for you to spend time with your friends because you were spending time with your friends before we got together.
You was just concerned about the amount of time that he started spending with his friends.
It's like,
it was
too long. We working.
He started being out on the streets.
Now, was he on the streets or was they at your house while they was playing video games till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning?
He would go to his male friend house.
Okay.
I was okay with that. Just come back at a respectable time. You know, and then so when he started behaving that way, I just started feeling like this. That was like a red flag back then. I honestly, I knew that it was already like from this point, I knew that this relationship is going down here, but I was still willing to stick it out with him.
How
So,
many
you know,
months were you into the relationship at that point?
how much?
How many months were you into the
Oh,
relationship?
month. It had to be a good maybe 6 months.
Okay.
6, 7 months.
Okay.
Yep. So then a little while later, I got pregnant because I wanted a baby. Not that he wanted one. I wanted one. I said, "You're giving me a baby. I want a baby. I want
Oh
a baby."
Lord Jesus.
Because I was an alcoholic. I was a drinker, and I just
the next podcast gonna be entrapment. But go ahead.
But I was a drinker, and it was just like, I want this baby to fix me. That's what I figured. I figured if I have a baby, it'll fix my drinking. That was my logic at the time. You know, I'm young.
Yes.
So yeah, get pregnant. I didn't drink much but wine while I was pregnant. But even during that time, he still had that bad behavior, running off with his friends. Even after the baby was born, he still was that person. And during my pregnancy, let's go back. During my pregnancy, I was like so angry at him at one point where, you know, he came in so late, and I decided I'm going down to the. I told him I'm going to my mother's to the city. I'm going to go hang at my mother's. He came in drunk and everything like that. And I said, I'm going to go see my mother or whatever. Never said I was spending the night out or anything like that. So I actually ended up just taking a ride. Took a ride. And I said, you know, I'm not going to go all the way to the west side. It's really late at night. And I'm just going to, because Walmart was 24 hours. And I was going to go to the Walmart. By the time I got down here, I decided I'm coming back home. Get back, I'm locked out of my place.
Did you leave your keys at home, or you left them in the car?
Type, no, I got my keys. He put that hotel type. You know, some apartments got that hotel thing where it's like, or the chain. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't open the door. I can't get in. Banging on the door, calling his phone, no answer. So the Pitts. I'm a Pitts. That's my father's side of the family. We are violent. I'm just gonna say what it is. We violent. So I went out there and I flattened his tires, keyed up his car. I didn't stab the tires. I just let the air out. Just like, I wasn't that type of girl, you know, doing, you know, damage.
It's just the keying of the car. That's all.
Yeah, that was the damage. Just the key to the car. Because I need him to be able to drive that mug.
You having a whole waiting to exhale moment.
Man, I'm pregnant. It's like outside. So by the time I got done with the work, he finally answered the door. And I'm like, well, I messed up your car, just so you know. So it was just like our relationship was going downhill from there. Had the baby. It was picture time for us to take pictures with my baby. He showed up late. I missed half of the pictures because of that with my family. My face looked terrible in these pictures. I still had the pictures to look at. Like, I remember that day. Like, it's a memory that's stuck in my brain forever because I have the pictures. And I had such a dislike for him for that. You know, not you done messed up my pictures. You messed up my moment with my family. So I don't hate him. I dislike him a lot. I don't hate him. I really dislike him. I still do to this day. You know, I'm looking at these pictures like, you would have messed up everything. And it's like, but you got this baby, girl. You got this baby. You wanted the baby. You stuck with him. So then the relationship started getting violent. Because now I'm not pregnant, baby. I could drink again. Now I could drink again. And during one of these drunken nights, I end up stabbing him with a knife. I don't remember why. And we never even talked. I haven't even talked to him about it. If we have talked about it since it happened, I don't even remember what the discussion was. So I ended up cutting him, and I supposedly cut him near a carotid artery or whatever. He was supposedly almost died. But I just remember that night, his mother and sister picking him up and taking him to the hospital. So after that incident, we took a break. So he moved with her for a little while, and then he got an apartment. And so during this time that this is happening, It ended up being a school picnic for Cooley. And I went to that picnic with my son. And I was drinking. And there was a lot of family was there, a lot of friends. It was a neighborhood, a lot of people in the neighborhood. I had a blackout. I blacked out. It was light outside, like a summer party picnic, how it would be like. Came out the blackout, pitch black. Everybody gone but me, my baby, and my little sister. I'm like, this shit is fucking crazy. So,
wow.
Now, I never even knew anything about Alcoholics Anonymous or anything like that at the time. So I went to a head doctor. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Something happened. I told them about the incident. They asked me about what I drink. They ask you about all of that stuff to try to evaluate what my problem could possibly be. So she said, you might be an alcoholic, whatever. So I'm going to have you go to this guy named Charlie. Charlie, so that basically I took this class, figured out, yes, I'm an alcoholic. So from that point on, I started going to AA. I started going to my sister church, and I stopped drinking alcohol and stuff too. And got saved, all of that. So now I'm this new person. Now he's over there, and I'm assuming, maybe he's getting better. So fast forward to that time. Now he's not even working at all. The job he had, he didn't have it anymore. This is during the time Obama was just giving out those checks.
The stimulus check.
The flip check. They probably was stimulus back then, but Obama was giving out the checks over and over again for the unemployment. Like, then it was like, I'm about to cut it off. Y'all better get a job. So me being in his business, I'm counting his coins. I'm like, okay, so they about to cut those unemployment checks off, and you're not going to be able to afford the rent there with my son or whatever, because when you get a job, they're going to be taking taxes out of your checks, or you're not going to be able to afford it. So I'm looking ahead. So I said, you might as well come back home and, we work things out. And that was probably a bad idea, because I got the same person that left. So he came back, the same drunk drug addict, and I'm clean. And during this time, now me. Oh, so we had 2010 now, 2009 or 10, because I started working at Chrysler in 2010. 2010. So 2010, I'm working at Chrysler. I'm working around all these vultures of men. It's like I was just like the first time they ever saw a woman. That's how they behave. They were just like hawks. This is a daily thing. And now I'm having problems. I'm having problems at home because I got this drunk drug addict that I got to go home to. So, I started entertaining people at work because that was a vulnerable state for me. Oh, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He act that way and this, that going on. So I started hanging out with this one guy, and so we went out to hang out after work, and he had got some, I think it was Remy VSOP, because that's what I used to like. And
you know what? I used to love that Remy VSOP and cranberry.
It was the stuff. So we sit in the car. I didn't even tell him. He didn't know that I didn't drink. So he didn't know this. So I'm sitting in the car with this man, and he got these drinks, and I drink it, and I'm like, oh my God, why he in the store? I'm like so nervous, like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Should I drink? Should I not drink? But I was, even at this time. So I still got to tell you about him. He had got a DUI or whatever. So he was doing weekend jail time or whatever.
So is this the baby daddy or the one that was working at Chrysler?
My baby daddy. Daddy was in jail. So, for this DUI he did. I'm talking to this guy at work. So it's like, this is a good time to just really not be rebellious. Just fuck him. You know what I'm saying? You fucking up. You got this DUI shit going. You already ain't good at the house shit. And this guy liked me. Let's hang out. I drank that
Right.
drink, and my life was on a roller coaster from that point. So I went back to drinking. Chaos. That's when chaos started erupting at home. Like me and him is fighting all the time now. Now, he's scratched up, red ass, going over to see his mama. He all messed up. I get he more he more so choked me up and slammed me to stuff and slaps, but he never punched me in my face because he probably would be dead today.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was just violent, but I was used to violence. All my relationships were violent. So this is just normal shit to me. All my sisters, I've seen them fight their boyfriends. I never seen my father hit my mother, but I know that he was doing it. By his character, by the stories they told. So I don't think they were making up lies. I believe them. So now, we violent. I'm drinking. And I'm just in this chaotic ass relationship. And I'm like wanting to get out of it, but it's like, I got this baby.
Right.
That baby, like that baby that'll hold you in a lot of mess having a baby. And then I was the one that wanted the baby. So it's like, I really don't want to be with this man no more. So we drinking, fighting, fucking, and it's just a mess. So we moved from the apartment we were at, and I decided I wanted a house instead of where we were. So that's just what I ended up doing. I got us a house. Found us a house. He found a house, so he said. He just found a listing and I picked the house, but how some people like to take credit for everything.
Right.
So we got this house, moved in there, and it wasn't even working. Like I told you, it wasn't working since before the baby. So we there, and I met another Robert. And
now, did you meet this Robert at work?
I met this Robert on Facebook. We went to high school together, but I never associated him at school.
That online stuff would get you in trouble every time. What did we talk about last week?
We did.
Stop meeting folks online. That's gonna get your life messed up.
I love online dating. It's easier for me.
Girl, I'm gonna tell you right now, leave it alone. Ain't nothing but some creeps. Okay, they'll fuck your life up. But okay,
most of them have been like not for me anyway.
All right, so we got a few Roberts. I'm just trying to keep with the story. So the baby daddy is Robert.
Yeah.
Then it was the guy at Chrysler. I hope his name wasn't Robert.
I forgot his name.
Okay,
I had sex with him, and I can't even think his name. Shit.
It must not have been that good. So now she find her another Robert, Dr. Furman, to replace the Robert that she already have in the house. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
To replace or not, I'm not sure.
It ended up in replacing him because we start like I met him online, he flirting and stuff, and I don't even like being with this one anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So then I broke up with my child's father. Like we still living in the house. We probably had been in there maybe 3 months, and I'm like, I'm done with this shit. We fighting too much, tearing up shit. I throw shit when I fight. I knock you over your head with a table if I have to.
Well, you did tell us she was a pit, so the pits like to fight. They from the west side, y'all. So any pits, shout out to all of the pits on the west side. I love y'all. Y'all come support my show. If I need backup, I'm definitely gonna send a bat light.
So I'm starting to see him more often. And I'm like, baby, this over. So we had an office in the basement. I bought me a blow up mattress. That's my room now. You sleep upstairs. And I had to stay there because I was on a lease. We was leasing this home. So I had to stay there till the lease was up.
Before you continue on, I need the doc for a minute. Dr. Furman, what does it mean? Because I've heard this a few times when a couple lives in a house, but they want to be as far away from each other as possible.
Well, firstly, it's very, very difficult. And I just want to clarify one point. Keysha, was he employed at this time or were you? He was employed. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he was going to jail on the weekends.
Yeah. When I met, well, that was like during that time when I met. Well, when he got a job, once he moved back in with me, he got a job. It was like right across, like 2 blocks down from the apartment, so he ain't even got to pay much for gas.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could have walked there. Yes.
Yeah.
Can I give you a little feedback as you are sharing?
Yes.
Firstly, I appreciate your vulnerability to be able to back up in time, historically look at your childhood, look at how you grew up, look at the substance abuse that was in your home as a child, and how you began to use drugs and alcohol as a teenager. And then to have your heart set on meeting someone, which you did, and he was kind enough to ask his supervisor if you could come to his shift. He was appearing to look out for you. But I'm curious, what was the first sign that you knew before your baby was born that this was not working?
When he was straying away from me, when I told him to hang out with your friends, it was like he wasn't doing it at all. It was just like, come on, like I want to be here I'm a drunk, so sometimes I want to drink by myself.
Yeah, so then he was, I assume, very similar to what the DJ said, that you were really pushing him away. And so then he may have become uncertain about the love. I'm assuming you guys had expressed love for each other. Mm-hmm. And now we have a baby to go with this, which he didn't want, apparently. How would you describe him as a father?
He's a pretty good father. Like my son is with his father now. Now he is there, but he's not there, if you know what I mean.
Gotcha. Did he pay child support?
I pay child support.
Because he lives with his father?
Because he went and put me on child support when I was in jail, and I figured that he must want custody so he could get this work. I went to jail. That's another thing. I went to jail for a DUI, and I had to do jail time. So while I was in there, he applied for child support while I was in jail. Like he was going to get some money or some bologna sandwiches. I don't know what he would have got.
I got a question. I got a question before that question. Mm-hmm. Is he staying with his mother, and is the mother taking care of the child more than he is?
No, now he has his own home. He got a home now. Like this is like we now 20. My baby's 17 now. He got his own place now. Okay. Yep, he got a house. So I got him in Chrysler too.
Okay.
Okay. I needed him to help me with that baby.
I hear you. What happened legally after the stabbing?
Nothing. We didn't get it. We didn't go to court about that or nothing. No. He just like, okay, my girlfriend stabbed me, mama. I'm gonna come stay with you.
I'm assuming the hospital did not write it up as that, because that should have been an investigation surrounding that incident.
Okay, as a domestic violence?
Yes. And the state would have taken it over even if he didn't press charges.
Oh, so wow.
The state would have taken it over. But I want to congratulate you on earlier, you indicated that you had made a change. And you stopped drinking, you stopped using, you got affiliated with a church, you made some changes. The issue I see is you have held on to hope. You held on to hope that he would be different, like you were different, but he wasn't. Your desire to have a father for your son was so strong that you were willing to put up with his behavior to the end. Had you not gone to jail for the DUI, I'm assuming you would have attempted to continue to work on this relationship.
Oh, no. Because by then I was, wait, let me rewind. So we moved together. Once we moved together, and once I got out that lease, because I stayed there. And then once I was with the robber that I had found. Okay. Like we were at the house for like 3 months, and then it was like, I'm not with you no more. I'm in the basement. So me and Robert, the new Robert, started dating then. So during that time, that's right after that lease was up, and I moved into the place. I let him keep the house because I found it. He only making $9 an hour at the time or something like that, and I'm making 20, maybe 50, I forgot, maybe 17 or 18 at the Chrysler. Well, I would have been able to afford it more than him, but I found it, so I'ma keep it. So I let him the house, and he couldn't afford it. He got evicted eventually. You know, because some people just want to hold their pride and then end up on them people $9,000. I only know that because after he re-signed the lease by himself, they tried to come back and get the money from me because I was on the original one, but I was like, show me the paperwork because I didn't re-sign the lease. So then they took it off my credit. So that's how I knew his business, that he got evicted eventually because he couldn't afford it. He knew he couldn't afford it when I left.
Yes.
Even when I left, I was helping him. His car broke down because I needed him to help with my child. Help him get his car fixed. And so I moved out, got the DUI or whatever. I only stayed with that Robert for probably about a few more months. Then we just was having sex and the relationship was over. Now I'm by myself. Went to jail, got out. So when I got out of jail, my child's father wanted to work things out. Now that I'm out and he want to work things out, this man had a baby while I was in that basement. I did not even know this was going. It was a secret. The baby was now 2.
Wow.
So how could you know you were in the basement? You chose to be downstairs.
No, when I got out, he told me he wanted to work things out. By the way, I got a baby. How old the baby? 2. You do the time. You know the timeline. How long? A 2-year-old plus pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you was okay. I was hurt. But I decided I was gonna work things out. So we back in the house, and I'm back. I'm drinking. Remember, I'm drinking.
Yes.
We violent again. Now this time, like I told you, he had applied for the child support. So he's getting child support at this point. So now he's getting child support, even though he still want to work things out. So remember, I'm paying him money and I'm about to move with him. So you got my money coming in your house already. Yeah. So then when it comes to the bills, I took everything, divided down the middle, and then I owe him $82. When I get there, he's like, all I need you to pay is half the rent. I said, no, I owe you $82 because the bills is this. I pay this much to you in child support. This Negro said, oh, I forgot. How the fuck you forget this money going to your account every motherfucking week? See, like that sort of thing, like angers me. So now we fighting again. I'm going to bop you in your fucking head with a lamp. Because you're trying to take advantage of
Lord
me.
Jesus.
You getting child support out my check and you want me to pay half the rent? I'm going to beat your ass.
Yeah.
So it's like I had this anger towards him after that in that place, living there with him, like, oh, you trying to really get over on me.
Yes.
So we got into it one time and I snatched him. I don't know how I did it, but I snatched him so good. His drawers was in my hand, like drawers in hand. He still had the jogging pants on. Jogging pants still on, drawers in my hand. I ran up out that apartment.
Y'all, Keysha is a thug. Keysha, I need you to work security at my party Friday.
Very much so.
You about to start a whole security service. That's your new ministry. Security.
But you realize you can go from 0 to 100 real fast.
Yes. And that is true. And that is why I don't like to get angry. Like I try to stay in my zen and my peace, and I try to keep peaceful people around me because I already know. Please don't. Please don't. And it's something in my brain that doesn't mind going there. Like it's like I'm ready to pop off. Like even right now. Like if that's what you want to do, like okay.
Oh Lord. Have you ever went to anger management?
It's a piece in my mind that just be feeling that way, but I don't feel that way, like for real. But it's this piece in my mind, like if you want to take me there, we can go there because I like being there, bitch.
You know what? You got to stop drinking. Smoke some weed. That'll calm you down.
I don't drink no more. Now I didn't have that spiritual awakening in December, so I don't drink no more.
I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm gonna give you applause for that.
Congratulations on your sobriety.
Yes, and continue to do so. That anger piece that you're talking about that is inside is your ability to make a decision about how you want to utilize self-control. It takes a whole lot of effort to manage that piece. And when you don't, you can fall into situations that you may have exactly what you said earlier, which is a blackout, which is a part of alcoholism when you have it. But you can also have a blackout from that explosion of anger on the inside.
I believe that. Yeah.
I had a patient call one time. She left a message. I was getting ready to leave the office and I said, well, let me check messages. She said her name. She said she needed an appointment. And she said, they say I beat somebody up. She says, I have no recollection of it. She says, all I know is that somebody was pulling me up. So when she came in, she had beat somebody up, but she had a separation of realization of what she was doing. So that's very, very dangerous, Keysha. So
I believe that. That's why I say, like, please don't get me upset. I don't like to go there because it's like a fire that's a boiling water up in me. Yes. And even if like the person is out my face and I'm just still here, that it's still simmering on the stove. Yes. It's like, and then I'm mad at myself because I let that person get me so hot.
Yes. So my recommendation for you would be to really, you came with 2 feet, move your feet away from that situation. Whatever you have to do, if you're in a house, go to the bathroom, lock the door. If you have the ability to get out of the house, go for a walk by yourself to reduce that stress that you're experiencing. It can manifest into something that you won't be able to control.
Yeah, I believe that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And the substance use, I'm so happy that you've made a decision about not using. I don't know if you're involved in AA or have a sponsor.
Yeah, I go to AA.
Okay. Do you have a sponsor?
No, because I feel like the space that I'm in, like my third eye is open. So I have a better connection with God. So I don't really feel like it's necessary when I'm so close to God. I'm not that on that same regular just praying about stuff.
Yeah, Keysha,
like he right here watching us do this.
Keysha, God put people on earth to help us. And oftentimes we have thought that I'm really connected with Christ now and I'm doing this with me and my Heavenly Father. Get a sponsor, Keysha. That sponsor is that individual that you can call in the middle of the night when you're sitting in that car at Chrysler and somebody's passing you a drink.
But see, it has to be, for me, it has to be a conscious sponsor. So that's the
one of those.
That's the difficulty I'm having, is finding one that's conscious, because I don't want to rely on someone that's just think normally. They have to think on that spiritual level like I do, so that way I know the information is good that I'm receiving.
Often many churches have AA meetings, and so that might be a spot that you might look.
Oh no, I go to AA meetings all the time. I go to like 5, 6, 7 a week.
I'm saying that in those AA meetings, if they're typically held in a church, you might find a sponsor who is spiritually connected in the way that you would like.
I did see this one woman, but I have to ask her, does she sponsor people? Because I have met conscious people at AA, but I need to see if she sponsor. Does she sponsor people?
Correct.
But that's a good idea. I'm glad you mentioned that, because then it reminded me of that woman that I can actually ask.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. You don't want anybody who is just clean from 2022.
Right.
Amen.
Right.
You have endured a lot. As you think about your history, as you think about the idea of being in abusive relationships, you want to take a peek at what is it that you're exuding that would give somebody the idea that you'd be open to abuse, because that's what it has been. It's been verbal abuse, it's been physical abuse, and that is what you want to alter.
Yeah, that's why this journey is so mean of me. Oh, I'm about to cry.
Yes.
That's why this journey means so much to me. Because of that. Because I know that I'm a peaceful, kind, sweet person. That's just who I am, period. Like, I know when I go to those meetings, those people like love me when I'm not there. They
Yes.
like, where's Keysha? Like the guy that brings me.
Yes.
They ask him, where's Keysha? He like, they always asking for you when you're not with me, you know?
Yes.
And they have told me, like people at the meetings, they say, you got a light around you. You got a glow, you know what I'm saying? So I know who I am, you know, it's just, I have to continue to know who I am and keep building myself up, because I was in those places. I was with those people because I had a lack of love for myself.
Absolutely.
You know, that's what that was. I wasn't even loving myself. I'm loving myself more today. I eat healthy. I meditate. I fast. I pray. I pay attention to what I listen to. I don't even listen to all the same music. I listen. It's like it's a whole system of me that I've changed.
How often do you see your son?
That I have a problem with that father. I haven't seen him in over a month, but I talked to my father yesterday, and he's gonna get him from his father and bring him to me. My birthday is the 19th, so we're gonna go out on the 19th for my birthday.
Nice.
Now, see, but when it comes to that, I don't like to fight. I don't like to argue, and he likes to be controlling. He's a narcissist. So for my sanity and peace, I let him do whatever the hell he wants to. You want to keep him from me? Fine. I'm not going to fight you. When my son gets the balls, because I told my son how his daddy is going to behave. This is how he act. Is nothing I can do. I'm not paying these people at the court over and over for them to just say, you got to give her time, and he still don't give it to me. Then I got to go back and pay some more money. And so I'm not doing that. I know other people would recommend that. I tried it. I'm not paying the money anymore. I'm gonna just let him be him. Have the control you want. Because what you're doing, you're hurting your son more. You're trying to hurt me, and you just hurting your son for the most part. Because I'm already grown.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I pray, and I got a relationship with God where God knows I love my baby. God knows that. My baby knows that. But he wants to hurt me because I don't want him anymore.
Do you have joint custody?
No. I get every other weekend, and he's not even giving me that now because he just doesn't like me.
Well, you know where your son goes to school?
Yes.
Pick him up on Fridays.
Okay.
If you are legally in that decree regarding child support and visitation, then you are absolutely. And if he calls the police, show them the motion. Okay. Pick him up on Friday, drop him off on Sunday evening, according to what the paperwork says.
Okay.
That's good stuff.
Well, saying also, I know you tired of shelling out bread, but
oh no, I'm good. I'm good. No,
but,
these are tears of joy. These are tears of joy. This spiritual journey is just like this. The best thing. Having a spiritual awakening has been the best thing. It's been a hard journey, but it has actually been the best thing that has ever happened to me in my life. I have the best relationship with God. Life is so easy flowing for me now. Like it's so easy that it's scary to me. Like my life is just so good, and I have nothing to complain about besides his father. That's the only thing, if anything.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But with the situation with him, maybe you might want to try to find a good family attorney that knows like child support laws, stuff like that, and you know you can get that to custody. Maybe you can get it switched over to joint custody and all that.
When is your son's birthday?
October 25th.
So he'll be 18 next year.
No, he'd be 17. He just turned 16.
Oh, you said 17 earlier. Yeah. Well, we know Attorney Jeremy Rywick is a good family attorney that you might consider contacting.
Jeremy.
And Dr. Furman, I'll make sure I get that contact from her, Keysha, and I'll forward it over to you.
Good.
Okay.
You have to fight, and it is often expensive. You've been out of jail since when?
That was 2013 when I got out.
Exactly. 10 years ago. Wow. Your son was 3 years old.
No, he was born 2007.
So
the story was like, it was like, I didn't give you all the extra stuff in
Mhm.
between. Like, we had the baby back in 2007. And that was 2013 when I went to jail.
Okay, this is 2023, so that was 10 years ago. You said he just, okay, so he was 6? Okay, so now is the time to discover what role you want to play in his life. He's getting heavily influenced. If his father is still using, that will be a similar household to yours as a child.
Mm-hmm.
It already is. Like I told you, we were in a domestic. His father just got out of a domestic case.
Mhm.
He just got off probation. My son said he can't drink. He got a blow on this thing. Him and his girlfriend got into it.
So imagine your childhood household and what your son is witnessing now, and your very progressive change. He would have a different experience being with you on the weekends.
Yeah.
It's
And this is that's very important, because if you don't, then it's going to be that cycle.
Yes.
Then your son is going to find himself in the same situations that you and the father were in or currently in. And then it's just going to be a domino effect. Then you don't know how this is going to affect any kids that he may have in the future.
Yes.
Now me and my son, we talk a lot. And he don't want no kids. He ain't even trying a relationship. Like,
he's 16. Let's hope he doesn't.
Yeah, you know,
right. Not right now.
Right.
When he's 30, yeah,
right.
then do it.
Yeah, maybe hopefully then that way down the line. But like right now, he's just like they don't even know how to communicate at this age properly either. Like, they are just all text, no talk. He was talking to some girl, they got into it, and I was like, call her and talk about whatever y'all want to. What do I say? Like, you say the shit you be typing. Like,
yeah, they can't do it. They can't do it. No.
Does he have any extracurricular activities?
He used to play basketball. Now he works after school now.
How are his grades?
Just getting by.
Okay, help him.
Please do.
A tutor. You want
it's hard with him being majority over there like that.
No.
And his father is not smart.
Do you have transportation?
No.
How do you get to work?
I don't work right now.
Because?
Well, since I've been on this spiritual journey, which just started in December, that job that working at Chrysler wasn't for me. I gave it up. It was a bad atmosphere. I went in there sober, turned into a drug. It wasn't for me. My spirit wouldn't work well in that place. Okay. All the people I associated with in there, drinking, use drugs, that sort of thing.
Right.
So
you have to get out of that environment.
Yeah, it's not for my spirit. Not good for my spirit.
So what's the plan?
I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on God to order my steps. Like, I'm my bills is paid. I got my own place. So God's covering that. I'm waiting to see what's next. Like I was telling him earlier, I want to get into counseling and life coaching, that sort of thing. It's really to share what my change, what God has done for me, he can do for other people, so they can see the me that has changed from the work, and they can do it too.
I want to say a few things. Okay. Not to get all spiritual and everything, but I know we like to wait on God, but that doesn't mean wait forever, because sometimes God, we already know what we're supposed to do, and we're looking for other types of validation, spiritual, like a sign and different things like that. But in your heart what you need to do. The Bible also says that faith without works is dead. So you have to work on the plan. You have to actually work that thing. I'm pretty sure if you sitting and you meditating, you know exactly what it is that you're supposed to do it. Now, the choice is whether you want to do it or not, or are you looking for another answer? That's where we tend to find ourselves at that crossroad. Instead of doing the work that God wants us to do, we're looking for a different path. And everybody always searching for a back door to things. And they don't want to travel down the road because the road is very narrow. So when you in your meditations, when you in your thoughts in your prayer, you need to not ask what it is that you supposed to be doing, but ask God to help you walk that road. You get what I'm saying? Not focus too much on, because things with God, because this is the way that God does things, because he doesn't give it to you in the full picture. He's never going to do that.
Right.
It's going to be little bitty snippets, okay, a little bitty pieces of the puzzle, but you want to get more of the pieces as you walk, not sitting. As you walk and work, then another piece of the puzzle comes together, and then another and another. But if you don't walk,
I'm right there where you at. I'm right there where you saying the walking and working. The job just not here right now today.
not that
I'm still
job.
doing the walking. Yeah,
Correct.
that job
But
or a job. I'm still looking for work until
correct.
I get to that place. It just haven't
Right.
happened yet. The job just went away October. It's only December.
Right. But what you want to do is, because you want to show your son a different side. You don't want to show him that you it's hard for a child to imagine that at 16 that the bills is paid and mama don't have to work. But you want to show him things like go back to school, get some hobbies, do some things that's productive and positive, where hopefully that you showing him to encourage him to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like sports, okay? Work out together. Tell him, hey, because you in good shape. I'm sure you work out. Tell your son, hey, we're going to go to the gym, and let them come to the gym and work out. They got racquetball at the gym. They got basketball, shoot some hoop, different things just to kind of
we do that when he feel like it. When he feels like coming with me, we go. When he feel like it.
I mean, well, sometimes you just might have to just tell them, just come on. Just, I mean, not force him, but just say like, hey, just
more like it's necessary. Make it like more like
it's necessary. Yeah, and it's a good outlet for the both of you.
Yes. And it's also your court-ordered, obligated time that you're supposed to have with him. Right. So I don't know what dad is pouring into his ears, but you get to say, you know what? So I'm going to send the Uber for you, and that's going to be the arrangement. You'll be picked up at 3:30 on Friday, and his dad can yell and cuss all he wants, but you must have that document in your hands to show the police if he should call them.
Gotcha. So I remember that.
Get your son. Get him.
I know, because that's the thing. Look, I feel it. I feel it already happening because since I've been on this journey, I've been sharing it with my child. He just kept. It's only been like probably going on 2 months since he's been keeping him away from me now. But he knows where his mother is. I share spirituality with him, so he have an understanding, because I want him to be where I am as well. I want him to be a conscious being as well.
Well, while he's becoming a conscious being, he's got to get his education.
True.
And if he's doing poorly, then he's got to get that squared away, which may mean tutoring, which means contacting his school counselor, discussing with the school counselor what support and assistance he needs.
Gotcha.
And daddy has not been to school.
No.
For him.
Because he at that precipice now, like, okay, he's going to be 18 soon. What is the next step? What is he going to do? Is he going to go to school, or is he going to go to the military?
No, trade school. He said what did he say? It was welding or electrician, one of the two, but I don't think it's like, I think see, my son, he's so impressionable. So it's probably something he heard somebody else say. So he kind of jumped on, heard somebody else say, I want to do that. Just because they said it. Not that he, looked into it and then decided that looked like something I want to do. And then like I said, his father is not active with him. He just have him in the house. I'm providing you shelter, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
No spending one-on-one time, no talking to him about how his day going, what's going on with you, how you feeling, what you thinking. None of that.
That's where you get to fill in the blanks. That's where you get to do all of those things that you just identified that his father is not doing. And playing on other basketball teams, because he probably can't play at school because of grades. So then,
no, he could. He just stopped so he can work.
Well, the idea is right now he'll be working for the next 40 years. The idea is to focus on what he needs and exploring. And Chrysler would have been a spot where he could have shadowed an electrician. He could have shadowed a welder. He could have shadowed somebody in paint. The idea is exposure. So having him meet people who are doing those jobs, then he will have the opportunity to say, you know what, I think I really like carpentry better. But exposure.
Right.
In the summer, he should be exposed to some environments where he can see men doing a variety of jobs. Education for a Black man is critical, be it higher education, be it skilled trades, all of that. And if he went to the military, his education would be paid for.
And we have a lot of mentor programs in Prince Hall Masonry. So we're going to make sure that we give you that information, because we got tons of brothers that are good examples that'll be able to help him and to mold him into being the best man that he can possibly be. So JMO, we definitely make sure that we give her that information with some of the okay. All right, cool. All right, you guys, we here. This is it. This is a good show. Keysha, I appreciate you so much. And I thank you for coming on the show and just opening up and just being real. This is what the show is supposed to be about. Real people talking about real things, going through real issues. So I really appreciate you being so candid and open about your experience. And it is my hope that we got a lot of people that are listening and chiming in, that whatever that you experience can help somebody else.
For sure.
Thank you for having me.
For sure.
And Dr. Furman, as always, I appreciate you so much for answering the call.
You're very welcome.
We're going to take you out to dinner. So we're going to get with your assistant and see when you free. And we're going to take you somewhere good. We're going to do you right.
All right. All right. All right.
And JMO, last words, last final thoughts with you, my brother.
Keysha, thank you for coming on tonight, sharing your story. It's not only was it very propelling, but it was also shows a lot of courage on your end. Congratulations on your sobriety. Continue to do the work. If anything, regarding your son, if there's anything that me and Sin can do, we can try to reach out to possible networks for mentoring, or anything. Dr. Furman, thank you once again for coming on. Everybody else in the comments, thank you for the comments and your participation, and happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you.
And I do want to say, we do see the comments, and it was a lot. I'm sorry I wasn't able to go through it because we really wanted to hear her story. But we really appreciate you guys for chiming in. I love you so much. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button so that you will know we are here every Tuesday at 9 p.m. We will see you next week. Same time, same place. You guys, y'all have a good night.
Good night.